want someone to love me the way Yordan Alvarez loves hitting in Toronto. Yeah, and I want the Astros to stop being so inconsistent, so I guess neither one of us is going to get what we want. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros. I'm here to talk about Game 62 of the regular season where the Astros lose 3-2 to Toronto. Which means now the series will depend on if it's a split or a loss on tomorrow's game against the Bluejays. So it'll come down to the fourth set. But they cannot win the series at this point. Look, this is a carbon copy of the last video I made. They're one and the same. It's the same issue. The offense didn't do anything, coming off of a game where they scored 11 runs, mind you, in the opener of this series. They haven't done anything. They scored more runs off of Alek Manoah than the past two games combined. That's depressing to think about. For both the Astros and the Blue Jays, if we're being honest. Everyone can feel a bit of shame for that. Look, it's the same things, right? I talked a lot in the first, month of the season about inconsistency with the Astros, and now we're kind of back to that. Opportunism is the most important part of baseball. Opportunism is what separates the teams that win 100-plus games and win home field through the playoffs versus the teams that squeak in as a wild card. It comes down to, can you find a way to win those one-run games, or those two-run games, or those tight games like this? The Astros couldn't tonight, and they didn't yesterday. Right? Ronald Blanco pitched really good. I believe he had 16 swings and misses in this game. Unreal from the young guy. Another really, really good start. And another really good start out of people from the bottom end of the rotation. Right? Blanco gave you 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Got 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, which ain't great. Only 5 hard hit balls against a Blue Jays team that has been scoring the ball up really well. He gave up 2 runs. Everyone was whiffing at everything. Gave up 3 hits in 6 innings of work to Toronto. I understand he gave up 4 walks. Astros starting pitching in the past 2 games. The starters in 12 total innings have given up 6 hits. And they are 0-2 in those games. Not those pitchers, but pitching. The Astros are 0-2. You can't ask for more than that. And the thing is, if he would have given up 5 runs because, he only gave up the 3 hits and the 2 2 home runs, but there were men on, those pesky little walks will come back to bite you. No, they were solo shots. They were solo. 4th inning, Bo Bichette. 6th inning, Brandon Belt. Made it 2-1 and 2-2. Yordan Alvarez had a home run. That was super cool. Yordan Alvarez just loves hitting in Toronto. Or at least hitting nukes. Usually he'll go 1 for 4 with the home run. And I'm not saying that to dunk on Yordan Alvarez. Do not take that as what that is. Yordan Alvarez had a base hit. Jose Abreu had a hit. Mauricio Dubon had 3 of them. Not good enough. The offense was not good enough. And Altuve's back, and you got to give him a little bit of time to settle in, right? Because he started really well, and then he's had a couple of off games, which is why the numbers when you're just getting into the season are going to fluctuate so much for a player, right? Because 2 days ago, Altuve had an OPS at 1050, and then 2 bad games, and it's 815, right? It's going to fluctuate. I have no fear about Jose Altuve. He's got to get comfortable again. The middle of the order has got to hit again. It's frustrating. It really is, because it's another incredibly winnable game where the offense just decided not to show up. I'll finish the pitching. Hector Neris gave up the run in the 7th inning, and before anyone's like, oh, well, there it is right there. Hector Neris gave up the run. Hector Neris has been one of your best relievers this season. He is the second best, probably, to Phil Maton. I don't want to hear it about Neris. Not a word. Not a iota of anything negative will be said about him on my watch. He is human. He has human games every once in a while. Brian Abreu came in the 9th, or in the 8th, picked up a strikeout. So I guess if you want a positive, the Astros have saved some of the bullpen the past 2 nights by not getting to a 9th inning. There's a silver lining. And there's the reality that is hitting me, that the Astros might just kind of be an above-average team until the deadline. The years of winning 105 games and being the 1 seed in the league and having home field run through Houston throughout the entirety of the playoffs, that might not be it this year. It might be you're a wild card team. And the thing that a lot of Astros fans need to remember, that's very much okay. Very seldom does a team win the division every single year for like 5 straight years. That doesn't happen all that often. That is a rarity. If the Astros are a wild card this season, it happens. That level of winning isn't sustainable for this long. It just isn't. That level of dominance isn't sustainable for this long. And so until they add that bat, and which I would imagine is probably going to be a catcher, and you might say, well, listen, what about Yonder Diaz? And I would say, it might still be good to get a veteran bat that's also good at the deadline, and definitely a starting pitcher. They might just kind of be above average. But that's just it. Above average, a playoff team. There are a lot of teams that would kill to be that right now. That's fine. And the other thing that Astros fans do need to bear in mind, if the Astros do make it, and oh no, they're not a 95 plus or 100 plus or 105 plus win team, and they don't have home field advantage through the entirety of the playoffs. What are we going to do? Something that I would like to remind everyone of. In 2019, this team called the Washington Nationals made the World Series. They won the National League pennant, and they were a wild card with 93 wins. And then in 2021, this team called the Atlanta Braves made the World Series. They won the National League pennant with under 90. And last year, the Phillies won the National League pennant and made the World Series with under 90 wins. And I bring all 3 of those teams up because those 3 teams all played the Astros in the World Series, who in all 3 of those years had home field, and they didn't win the majority of those series. Yes, winning the division is good. Yes, having home field through the playoffs is good. Yes, winning 95 or more games is good. But, as we have clearly seen firsthand as Astros fans, that is not where the season ends. If you can make it to the playoffs, it is a brand new season, and nothing that you did in the past 162 games matters for anything if you catch fire at the right time. If the Astros make it as a subpar team and have to settle for a wild card spot, I'm not concerned. If I had to bank on any team that could roll in with like 90 wins as the bottom wild card team and still make a deep run, I would put every dollar I have that the Astros could be that team. I am not concerned. I just needed to put that out there because it is a possibility. So the Astros will go for the series split tomorrow evening at 7:07 Eastern, 6:07 Central. The Astros will send Framber Valdez to the mound, and the Toronto Blue Jays will send Jose Berrios to the mound. Side note, I am very happy to be ending the Toronto series tomorrow so I can stop having to do these weird start times where it's like, oh, it's not 7:10, it's 7:07. I just want solid numbers again, please. That's all I ask for. Anyway, that is all I have to say for the evening. If you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.